guys, what's up? I'm Jeannie Mae and this is Mondays with Mae Bae. This week I wanted to challenge you a little bit. I'm actually stealing some notes from service on Sunday because it was just such a beautiful message and I have so many points that I took away from it that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to try to challenge your mind on it as well. So first and foremost, I want to start by saying we've all heard the phrase, I'll believe it when I see it, right? Or some people don't believe in ghosts because they can't see them. But we live by faith, not by sight. A lot of the times, just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, or it doesn't mean that you don't believe it. And I wanted to ask you, are you one of those people that only believes because you can see something? Or are you one of those people that believe because you can feel something? See, I may not see God directly, but I see Him work in my life every single day. I see Him every time I look at my son, because my son is a huge blessing. I was told I could never have kids, and the fact that I had a kid was just incredible. And so I see Him every time I look at my son. I see Him every time I open my eyes in the morning and I hear the birds chirping and I'm just engulfed with this blessing of life. I see Him every time I'm given an opportunity. Every time I open a door and opportunity follows, I see Him. I may not be able to directly feel Him and touch Him, but I see Him in everything He does every single day of my life. One thing that we do not see are the strongholds in our mind, the fear, the doubt, the things that hold us back. But I want to encourage you not to fear, because God is with you. And when, kind of a little rabbit hole here, if you've ever gardened, okay, hear me out, it's summer, it's not crazy, just hear me out, okay? If you've ever gardened, you know that when you're weeding out your garden, right, weeds take all of the nutrients, they take all of the water, they absorb everything that your seed needs to flourish. So, any good gardener knows to take out all of the weeds, to take out all of the bad leaves off of the plant, all of everything, right? You take out the rotten areas so that your seed can flourish. Think of your mind as a garden. If you allow those weeds of doubt, of fear, of insecurity, of constantly worrying if you're good enough, all of these setbacks that you're facing in life, if you allow those to hold you back, the seed of God can't flourish. You can't grow if you are constantly being weighed down by these seeds, by these deep-rooted, rotten seeds. So I want to encourage you, weed out those thoughts. Just because you can't see the devil working in your life doesn't mean he's not. They're so deeply rooted in your mind, and over time those weeds will take over. So go in there one by one and start pulling those weeds out. I personally struggle really bad when it comes to fear. I fear like I'm never going to be good enough. I constantly doubt my worth. I constantly doubt if I deserve to be happy. I don't believe that I am capable of half of the stuff I do, and yet I still do it, because I'm not going to let that fear hold me back. That fear is not a stronghold. Sometimes that fear makes me question things, absolutely, but I'm not going to let it consume me. And I want you guys to take a moment and think of, what is it in your mind that's holding you back? What stronghold is keeping you from enjoying life? What is it? Is it worth it? Is it true? I think you're absolutely capable of anything that you want to do. I think you're absolutely capable of chasing your dreams. I think you're absolutely worthy of being happy and of that promotion. Do you? See, a lot of us allow those strongholds to take over. And then we start seeing that negative impact in other areas of our life. Whether it's work, relationships, family, education, day-to-day life. A lot of times that fear becomes crippling depression, and we don't leave our house because we're so fearful of other people's opinions, or we're so fearful that we're not going to do anything good with our life that we just don't even try anymore. Don't do that. Weed out the negative thoughts one by one. Put the armor of God in front of you and get through it. God will not let you fall. God will protect you. So that was my little rabbit hole. This is what Pastor Kelly shared yesterday, and I really wanted to share it because it just really resonated with me. The Lord will keep you from all harm. You have to declare it and ask God to honor it. See, I pray, okay? I pray every day. I pray for people. I pray for myself. I thank God for all the blessings in my life. I pray every day. I do devotional every day. I like to think of myself as a well-rounded woman. But I don't declare things to God. In the Bible, it says He will keep us from harm. He will not let harm come to us. But we have to declare it to God. We have to say, okay, God, you told me I would be okay. You said you wouldn't let anything affect me. Protect me as I move on through this. I don't do that, right? I say, hey, God, so I'm faced with this obstacle. It would be really neat if you could just not let me fall on my face. That's typically how my conversations with God go. But I don't really declare things to God. I know He states it over and over again in the Bible that He is our shield, our strength, and our armor, that He will not let any harm come to us, that He will defeat all of our fears. But I don't declare it. That's where I struggle, is declaring. Because I already feel like God's done so much for my life. Who am I to remind Him what He said He would do, right? But then it also comes down to me holding up my side of the bargain. Yes, God said that He would protect me. God said that He would keep harm from coming to me. But I need to be willing to close that door so harm can't keep coming to me. If I'm allowing Satan to keep getting to me through my insecurities, through my doubt, through my fear, whatever it may be, then he's going to continue to consume me and take over me. And that's not fair to God, because I'm keep putting him in the same battle over and over and over again. And anyone that knows the meaning of psycho is doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? Like, you just don't do that. So stop doing the same thing. Stop feeding those weeds of negativity in your mind and move forward. Move past it. I want to encourage you to stop doing the same thing. Stop believing the same fears. Stop believing the same doubts. God can't work in your life if you keep putting him in the same battle. You need to take a step forward. Let me remind you, okay, we're moving into July, which means the first half of 2023 is already over. I know, crazy. I get it. The first half of 2023 is already over. Take a moment, evaluate what you did and what you let go, and redeclare it. Speak it into the universe. Pray on it. Make it happen. Because as you take this next step into the second part of 2023, it's time to make a change. The first half of the year was kind of like a warm-up, right? We had to get our stretching in. This is the second half, and this is where it counts. You need to reinstill your goals. You need to declare your plans before the Lord and establish your light of God. Let God shine through you, okay? God is the seed of truth. Satan is a weed planted in your mind. Weeds take over. Need more nutrients. Eventually they consume the entire garden, alright? It's time to do some gardening, you guys. It's time to take care of the weeds and allow the seeds to flourish. Do not engage with the enemy. When you start getting those doubts and those fears and those negative thoughts, push them to the side. Don't engage with them. What are you doing? Push them to the side. Say, God, you are my shield, my armor, my stronghold. You will not let me fail, and move forward. Okay? Satan wants to use your God-given gifts for evil just as much as God wants to use them for good. And he's gonna get in your head. He's gonna tell you you're not worthy. He's gonna tell you all of these lies and all of these fears because he's afraid of you. Imagine an army of God. How undefeatable would that be? Of course he's afraid of you. You're doing a good thing in life. You're doing great in life. He's gonna try to break you down because he doesn't want anyone to be better than him. Think of those mean bullies in high school, right? All they did was try to break you down because they didn't want you to be better than them. Literally Satan. Literally Satan, okay? Silence that doubt. Speak out the Word of God. Literally what I've been doing when I start feeling it is I say, Lord is my refuge. The Lord is my refuge. I know it sounds insane, but once you start declaring it, you actually start believing it. He will not allow harm to overtake you. But you have to declare that He is your God. You have to declare that He is your shield and your armor. Give your burdens to the Lord, and He will take care of you. Psalm 55:22. I could keep going through verses all day long, but until you guys start putting it in effect, I don't know how good it'll be. Okay? We do not need to live in fear. God is with us. Your mind is a battlefield. They're full of strongholds. They're full of lies. I want to ask you, what strongholds are keeping you from moving forward? For me, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of getting hurt. That's a big one. That's why I don't open myself up to anyone. But ultimately, there's so much more beauty when you put that stronghold aside. I'm working on stepping over my stronghold. I think it's time you work on yours. That's all I got for you guys. So I hope you have a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my Mondays with Mae Bae podcast. I cannot express how much I appreciate your support, your continued guidance. It means the world to me that you guys continue to reach out to me and talk to me and just believe in me. I haven't had a whole lot of people my whole life believe in me, but the fact that you guys do means the world to me. So thank you. I hope you have a great day. Have a safe 4th of July. Please be careful. And get over that stronghold. Make the second half of 2023 count. You owe it to yourself to do that.